Citron Research just reared its ugly head again today, this time aiming their crosshairs at lemonade. This is like cannibalism, right? Something. Citron, lemonade, it's all lemons. It's all bad for lemonade stock price. The big news today is that Citron has called out lemonade, another one of these high-flying stocks with a short announcement. The stock took a tumble of 10% today. It continues to fall 2 days in a row now. Even based on my own analysis, I mean, just set Citron aside, even based on my own stock price analysis, I'd say that it has become overextended. I bought lemonade when it was down here in the sort of $60 range, and it has gone up, about 75% since then. I made a video about it here, and I've since sold my shares of lemonade, so I currently don't actually have a position. However, if you want access to my own personal portfolio so that you can see when I make these trades, when I buy and when I sell, you can do that using the link down below. Just go through Patreon, you get instant access to my own personal portfolio. And Webull is still running their promotion where you get 4 free stocks valued at least $21 and perhaps hundreds of dollars. All you have to do is use the link down below, sign up for a new account, deposit $100, and they just give you free money. It's awesome. You can keep the shares, you can sell them. I've done it. It works. It's great. Okay. How far is lemonade going to fall? Is it really going to get down to that price target that Citron put of $100 a share? It might. I'm not even going to lie. It might. Okay. Because first, we got this news yesterday that they were introducing new shares. They were going to introduce about 3 million new shares, and this was going to dilute lemonade stock price. And you know that actually didn't have as much of an effect on lemonade stock as I thought it was going to. It only fell like a little bit less than 5% yesterday, and then we've got this Citron news today. And so I think that this is only actually just the beginning of a potentially massive correction on lemonade. I think that it's time. It's gotten just too frothy. But I'm going to explain to you my new buy target, where I think that lemonade is going to fall to in this video, and why I think it's going to get there, and then where I think it's going to go after this. So, you know, this is for entertainment only. This is just my own opinion based on my own research. I read articles, I think about it in my own brain, and then I give what I figure out to you so that I can help you be entertained and open your eyes to some sort of new angles in the market. Quite frankly, the run-up of lemonade, as we can see here after it's IPO'd, it sort of formed this base. It just sort of lagged. People were talking about it. I was buying up some shares. Again, use my Patreon link down below. You can find when I buy shares. And then finally, the market caught on. It makes sense because it's a very exciting sort of thing that Lemonade is doing. They're using AI technology to completely disrupt the insurance game. But without getting too in-depth on exactly what they do, suffice it to say that, you know, Lemonade has had an incredible run. I mean, they're up, almost 300% since they IPO'd. They're up 45% in this year alone. I mean, 2021 is like, 2 weeks old, and they're up like almost 50%. So, today changed that. But, quite frankly, this $100 price target is not completely far-fetched. They are giving this big, fat, juicy $100 price target, which when it passed $100 is kind of when I thought, gee, this stock has really run up a lot. Should I hop back in? I made sort of a video on it calling this a high risk, high reward play because this stock has just had so much momentum. It's continued to go up, obviously, since it hit $100, but it's not conceivable. I mean, it's not outside of the realm of possibility at all for it to fall down significantly. So keep in mind that it's not that I don't like Lemonade and what they're trying to do as a company. And it's not that I'm not relatively bullish on their prospects, but you have to realize that their growth and success is more theoretical at this point than anything. I mean, their revenue is like, it's not high based on, the company is like, the company's valued at almost $10 billion, and yet their revenue is like 100 million or like 250 million, something, 100 million, I think. So, that's a multiple of like, almost 100-fold what their revenue is. Now, it's the new stuff. I get it. That's not sort of the be all end all. It's a new high growth stock. So I get that, but I'm just saying that my thesis is still bullish on them, but that this stock has just run up so much. It's run up so much. Okay. So They offer, AI to Gen Z millennials. Currently, they're offering only renter's insurance, homeowner's insurance, but they've just started offering pet insurance. They're going to offer life insurance. So, yesterday's news about them selling more shares is based on them having such a high stock price that's run up so much. They can afford to dilute shares a little bit to raise capital, about $500 million, so that they can sort of implement these ambitious plans they have for growth. So that's yesterday's news is actually kind of bullish, even though it had a small effect on the stock. But, I gave my ideal price target, and I'll just come out and sort of say it. In this video that I mentioned, that I already made on Lemonade and a best stocks to buy now video, I mentioned that that it was a risky stock and that my sort of ideal price target was $130 or even $120 a share. And I think that now we have a very real chance of finding a dip that gets down that low. I really do. I mean, before Citron shorted this stock, so again, subscribe to my channel so you can be up to date on these videos and what I'm thinking, because I'm following all this stuff. But before Citron made their price target of $100, I gave sort of an ideal buy zone of somewhere maybe $130 or even $120 would be great. That was like 2 days ago. Okay, so keep in mind, Lemonade IPO'd this summer and is up 300% in like 6 months. It's up almost 50% this year in 2021 in like 2 weeks. So all this makes sense. I mean, there's quite a bit of froth happening with Lemonade stock right now. I mean, I think that it still is going to have room to fall, even though it's sort of, equalized itself in aftermarket trading today. Lemonade gross revenue, as I said, is only about $100 million. They're valued at about $9 billion. I mean, that is like a, what is that, a 90-to-1 ratio? It's something that it's not the be all and end all, but it's something that you have to keep in mind. So, Lemonade is an exciting and potentially game-changing stock, but is also super duper early in its history, in its story. I mean, it's a very young company. It's very young to the stock market, and it could change the world or it could fall flat on its face. I mean, we don't know at this point. So now we're sort of like buying into the hype. When, as they say, that they're replacing brokers and bureaucracy with bots and machine learning, aiming at zero paperwork and instant everything. Okay, so that sounds great. It sounds great. It's a great story. What are some bullish things about Lemonade? They have 1 million customers. They're growing at 60% a year, which is a lot. I mean, this is a company that's 5 years old. So, they're clearly able to attract customers to their app and retain them. I mean, that's huge. They're expanding into every state they're already in every state in the United States. They're in Germany, they're in France, they're expanding into other countries. That's great. All their revenue is currently, for the most part, just the United States alone, but they're expanding internationally. They just started offering pet insurance. They are going to start offering life insurance. I mean, all these things are exciting, right? I mean, they're very popular with a younger cohort, Gen Z, millennials. So, as time goes on, I think that we will find ourselves back up here at $185 a share. But right now we're at $158 a share, and sort of my Lemonade stock price prediction is going to be for it to potentially continue to fall, and if it were me, what should I do with my Lemonade stock? Is Lemonade still a buy now, or is this Citron $100 price target, where we should be waiting for the stock to get to before we buy again? In that video that I've referenced many times already in this video that I talked about Lemonade, I put it in my best stocks to buy now, but I gave a price target of $130, $120. I said that if it falls, if it finds its ceiling and dips and has a pullback and falls all the way to under $130 a share, that's when I would start picking up shares again. My feelings on that have not changed. So that would put it in this sort of level here. I mean, it's you even just visually looking at the chart, you can tell that it found this sort of resistance here, and I think that it could actually retest that resistance again. I still think that if it were me, and again, this is just my opinion only, entertainment only, but if I were starting a position in Lemonade, I would not buy the stock now. I would wait and see if it gets down to, let's say, in the 130s or even 120s would be better. Below 120 would be even better. And I would start a small position. If you don't, if you haven't bought Lemonade stock now, start small, like 0.5%, 1% or something. And then if it continues falling into the 120s and the teens, all the way back to where Citron says to $100 a share, well, then you can buy more, and then you can ride the wave back up. Because I do think that it is going to come back up. I wouldn't forget about this stock, honestly. It's easy to sort of put a stock on your watch list and then forget about it. If this thing gets back into the 130s, into the 120s even, then I might start looking at picking up a few more shares then, because I think I sold my shares too early, because the stock market's just been doing so great. I wanted to move funds into another stock. And so I've been doing well with my other stocks, but this is one that's still very much on my radar. Okay. So get your 4 free stocks using the link down below. There's another link for M1 Finance. They'll give you $30 free. There's a couple links down there where you can just get free money. Like this video if you got something out of it. Come on back, subscribe to the channel. It's a fun time here. Thanks so much for stopping by. I will see you guys real soon on the next video. And until then, you guys take care. Alrighty, peace.